It's just a house.
It's no ordinary house. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're struggling to find reasons to subject ourselves to the torture of these hard modes that only the hardest of hardcore players would even attempt, let alone be able to complete.
It's you. Take this. They're looking for you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Brutal. Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection.
That's my blood. That's my blood. It's a lot of my blood.
The Uncharted series already had an extra hard mode during its initial releases called Crushing that had been challenging players for the better part of a decade. But for the trilogy's re-release on the PS4, Naughty Dog didn't think that was soul-crushing enough and added Brutal mode. On top of that, Brutal can only be unlocked by beating all the games on Crushing. Brutal difficulty not only increases enemy health and aggression, but also quadruples their damage, while Nate himself deals only half as much and gets just 1/6 of the usual ammo pickup from downed enemies, who also no longer drop weapons on stealth kills. Even all of Nate's near infinite luck isn't going to be enough to help you here.
Nate!
He's fine. Aren't you, Chief? All right, get the door open.
He's never gonna make it. We have to leave him. What? No!
Get the door open, Chloe!
Gonna get us all killed!
Grandmaster Plus, Celeste. Celeste is already a hard game, but not so hard that the developers didn't think they could raise the stakes even further. Even with the game's near pixel-perfect platforming, players will need almost superhuman reflexes to survive the game's Grandmaster Plus level of difficulty. To even unlock this mode, Celeste expects players to hone their skills through the main game, collect all the Crystal Hearts, unlock Variant mode, and then beat Grandmaster to even be given the opportunity to challenge its deluxe version. And quite honestly, if you've managed to survive all of that just for the chance to replay the game on its hardest difficulty, you could probably play the game with your eyes closed using your newfound superhuman abilities. And we both applaud and fear you. Punishing. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
You're already dead.
A series notorious for its difficulty, the recently released Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is the ultimate test, even for the most seasoned ninja. Besides the standard hard mode, there's also Very Hard, or the Path of the Mentor, and the newest edition, Punishing, which is described only as only beatable by the best of the best. The base game itself is already challenging enough with its relentless and intelligent enemies, but Punishing is merciless. Enemies are even more aggressive, have more health, stronger attacks, and base enemies are replaced with stronger variants that have entirely new movesets and weaponry. Even attempting this mode would be enough to make the best ninja retreat back into the shadows.
On behalf of his lordship Dagradai, I deliver you an ultimatum. Submit or die.
Ultra Nightmare, Doom Eternal.
We will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
The Doom series has always had a challenging difficulty called Nightmare for those who want to face down the true might of the demons of hell. But Doom Eternal took things a step further with its Ultra Nightmare mode, a mode so deadly, the game even warns you multiple times not to play it. With the forces of hell suddenly much smarter, more aggressive, and full of special abilities and attacks, Ultra Nightmare is the ultimate nightmare. While not impossible for those dedicated enough to battling hell itself, what really affects your playthrough is the permadeath system in this mode. No checkpoints, no saving. If you die, it's right back to the start of the level. Doom Eternal can already be extremely challenging, but giving enemies the actual powers of hell itself is a bit too much for everyone, except maybe the Doomslayer himself.
You remain unbroken, for your fight is eternal.
Honor Mode, Baldur's Gate 3.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken.
Well, on the surface, Honor Mode seems like your standard hard mode. Stronger enemies, less effective items, less loot, etc. But, like everything else Baldur's Gate 3 does, it ups the stakes even further. Not only do you receive fewer damage multipliers, but this mode also introduces players to Permadeath. However, this isn't your standard Permadeath system. In a game as enormous as Baldur's Gate 3, players became accustomed to multiple save files and save scumming, the method of redoing moments or actions, and Honor Mode strips all this away. Players are restricted to only one save file that can only be loaded from the main menu. On top of this, should your entire party die in battle, the game asks you if you want to delete this save and start from the very beginning, or continue the game in dishonor knowing you failed. It's like rubbing salt in the wound.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea.
Hard Mode, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Are you? Who are you?
I am your everything.
Final Fantasy VII Remake doesn't mince words when it comes to its difficulty, and sticks with the traditional moniker Hard Mode, but it more than lives up to the name. Hard Mode can only be unlocked after beating the base game once, allowing you the mercy of replaying the game again on New Game Plus with all your equipment and materia already leveled up. But even this is a small mercy for what this mode has in store. Alongside the tradition of bumping up enemy health and power, Hard Mode handicaps players by completely removing the ability to use items. No Phoenix Downs, no potions, nothing. And this isn't even the worst of it. In Hard Mode, healing benches no longer restore the team's MP, meaning you need to strategically approach every encounter no matter how small. Honestly, the only reason to replay the game this way is for bragging rights. Super Helldive, Helldivers 2. The battle for Super Earth supremacy rages on, and much like war itself, the battles only grow more intense with Helldiver 2's Super Helldive difficulty. And considering Hard Mode is only the 5th level of difficulty in Helldivers 2, you can only imagine how much more challenging it is on Super Helldive, the 10th and final level. Super Helldive is so intense that even the most dedicated squad of players can be crushed by one simple mistake that spells doom for the entire mission. It throws multitudes of the game's strongest enemies at players all at once, gives these threats more health and stronger attacks, and routinely flips the script entirely by throwing brand new threats at players already struggling to clear out the level's even larger outposts. The fight for democracy has never been so brutal. Hardcore Mode, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Now we come to a difficulty that can actually improve the experience, depending on how much you want to become immersed in its world. Hardcore Mode is designed for exactly what it advertises. Only the most hardcore of players who want to step into the Middle Ages and narrowly survive a world that has no shortage of ways to kill you. Hardcore Mode not only cripples the players right from the start with negative perks, but also removes combat indicators, map markers, reduces carrying capacity to realistic levels, and completely removes fast travel. Enemies are much stronger and refuse to ever surrender, while food spoils twice as fast, just like in real life. Hardcore Mode is the ultimate immersive experience, but definitely not for the faint of heart.
Hey! You alright there, laddie? Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat.
Mein Leben, Wolfenstein II, The New Colossus.
You think your hero, William Joseph Blaskovich?
Zieh den hoch, den Krüppel! Let me tell you, you're not.
Wolfenstein 2's aptly named Mein Leben difficulty translates to My Life, and that's exactly how long it will take to beat the game on its hardest difficulty. While regular difficulty makes you feel like a one-man Nazi-punching army, Mein Leben will instantly humble even the most dedicated Wolfenstein fanatic. Not only is Mein Leben an even more difficult version of the game's I Am Death Incarnate mode, it's also a permadeath mode. There are 0 checkpoints, 0 saves, the strongest enemies in the game, and more of them, and less health, which means a single death is all it takes to send you back to the start screen. The fact that beating the game on this difficulty only rewards you with a bronze trophy is probably the most insulting part of the entire experience. At this point, it'd be easier to win World War II single-handedly.
A blessing to have finished the work I was put on this earth to do.
Hell and Hell, Devil May Cry 5. Traditionally, Dante Must Die was the most difficult mode in the Devil May Cry games. But for the Son of Sparta's 5th entry, the devs at Capcom thought it was too simplistic and added 2 additional difficulties, each harder than the last. Hell and Hell is by far the most unreasonable, as unlike Heaven or Hell, Dante and company not only deal reduced damage, cut to 75%, but can also die in a single hit. Meanwhile, enemies are at their most dangerous, aggressive, and powerful. And to top it all off, there are no checkpoints, and players are only allowed 3 revives per stage. Every skill you've acquired will be put to the ultimate test with 0 margin for error. The devils won't be the only ones crying by the end of this gauntlet of pain and misery.
Drop this!
What recent difficulty level challenged you the most? Share your experiences in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.